Hello dear friends, we carry on talking about subtypes. This will be part 2 from the book Personality, Type and Art. And I'm the author, my name is Olga Tangiman. So in the previous part, I was explaining what is a subtype and what subtypes are easier to develop. The subtypes we understand at the level of type of psychic energy, and at the level, it is a level of groups, small groups of typology, and at the level of 16 personality types. And today our topic is functional and psychodynamic profile. It gives you the idea how we identify subtypes at schools of associative socionics. So we come to understanding the type, personality type and subtype together. It is the same process. When we understand the type, then we automatically understand the subtype. There are two ways to approach. It's not even two ways, it is two steps to understand the type. We identify the psychodynamic profile and functional profile. What is psychodynamics? Psychodynamics is interaction in the psyche for energies, which we call ego-id, superego, superid. So one of them will be leading, strongly present. Second one is on a position of compensating, also strong but less present, then neutral position and insufficient position. So this is also called the model, associative model, which represents the distribution of psychic energies in the psyche. When we just look at the preferences in art and music of the person, or when we type otherwise, maybe by looking at the pictures, trying to understand the general image of the person, because the person expresses their own energy, and it is in some way is also a picture for us. That's how we approach the person if we look at the photos, because we pay attention how it's dressed, how it sits, and so on and so on. So when we just approach, what we try to understand, what traits of type of energies are strongly present. What do we see? There are 6 traits, 3 dichotomies: rationality, static dynamic, and introversion, extroversion. So if we see strongly present extroversion, we say, okay, this is extroverted psychodynamics. Or if it is static, we say static psychodynamics. This doesn't point which type of energy is actually leading, which is compensating, but gives us a general idea that if it is extroverted psychodynamics, that means one of the type of energy extroverted, they both extroverted, and one of them will be in the first position and another one in the second. We just don't know yet which one is where in the model of distribution. There is also a synonymous term which is called TPE profile. This TPE profile exactly shows to us which of the 4 types of energy is in what position, which one is leading, which one is compensating. And the knowledge of that will give us automatic understanding what are subtypes for a particular type at the level of 16 types. How does it work? Apart from understanding about types of energy, we also consider functional profile. Functional profile is about 4 Jung functions we call in Socionics logics, ethics, sensing, and intuition. And we just need to understand what is mostly present. First of all, we don't have to understand what exactly intuition or what exactly logic. It's enough for us to understand which two of the 4 functions. Because if we understand that the leading type of energy is superego, for example, then, and we find out that it is logic and intuition, then we already know what type we're talking about. It is logical, intuitive, introvert, we call Robespierre. So, and if we know that subtype energy is it, for example, then from the it group there will be only one type. It is intuitive logical extrovert, we call Don Quixote. Why? Because they both belong to the club of 4 types which value logic and intuition. If subtype energy is superate, there is only one type of this club of scientists, researchers. It is Balzac, intuitive logical introvert. And if it happens that subtype energy is ego, in that group we are interested in a type of Jack London, which is logical, intuitive, extrovert. And of course we consider the group superego as well, because apart from Robespierre, logical, intuitive, introvert, we have got there 3 other types, from which we also consider subtypes, the most closest, the most similar to logical, intuitive, introvert Robespierre. It will be Maxim Gorky, logical, sensory, introvert, and Dostoevsky, ethical, intuitive, introverts. With these types, Robespierre is sharing either program function, which is Maxim Gorky, logic, or second creative function, extroverted intuition, he shares with Dostoevsky. This is how we determine subtypes. We do not consider any other types because they are least similar. I would like to say a summary about patterns of subtyping. So we believe that the easier to develop the qualities of the types which have got the same aspects or the same functions in the mental part of model A. In the mental part of model A, we have got either static or dynamic functions. In other models in Socionics, the list of functions could be different, but we go by model A. And we have got 8 static types. For example, we still consider type Robespierre, which is logical, intuitive, introvert, superego type. So we consider that it is easier for Robespierre to develop generally to acquire qualities of the types who has got the same types, but maybe in different positions. This is like a general view. And we do not consider theories of Alexander Bukalov or Quadras. Why? Because the mental part is of particular importance. Functions of mental part, it's like a conscious part for us, is more used, easier verbalized, and functions in the vital part of model A, which we consider subconscious, they are less used, less understood, and less verbalized. At the same time, in the theory of Bukalov, the functions, some of the vital functions appear to be stronger than functions from the mental part, which we disagree because that contradicts also the model A of Auschre. Model A of Auschre, theory about this model contradicts theory of dimensionality. Maybe people don't mention it, but that's what it is. And we do not use also theory of Quadras for the type diagnostic because Quadras have got values which are real, strong, and desirable. Quadras go by valuable function, and from the point of Quadras of this theory, the person values their own strong functions, which are in block ego model of the model A, and the strongest function of the partners, of the duals, which in fact are the weakest for the person and belong to the block superit of the model A. So why we don't use it? Because when we type someone, we go by their strong functions. We look at the strong functions. And these are also the functions which are in mental part of the model A. So we differentiate realistic, what is real about this person, strong and weak function, and what is desirable. And we believe that desirability, it only intervenes with the process of type diagnostic and can lead to more mistakes. Yes, and as you probably understood, we consider similarity within the group, the actual type of energy group. We find the types which have got similar functions to the type. It's usually sharing the same functions, program or creative. And we also consider small groups which we call clubs. That's also called the groups of professional interests. And these are also values of Jung functions. For example, for types which value logic and intuition, we call them researchers or scientists. Then we have got 4 types of ethical and sensory types, which value ethics and sensory, and they're called social types. Then we have got humanitarians, which value intuition and ethics, and pragmatists or managers, which value logic and sensing. So this is what we consider as a patterns of subtyping. That's how we subtypes at School of Associative Socionics. I would like to stop here and continue in the next video. There will be a little bit more about subtypes. Thank you for watching.